Here we are, the morning of Nicky and Chris's wedding. Nicky's just returning from the hairdressers. Let's check out what they've done.
You're gonna have to take my nail polish off.
Your nail polish, that for the wedding?
Where is she? With a tiara.
A really long one. That is too.
Now we're off to the wedding. Laden up.
No, wait. I've just read what I wrote. Am I first? No. You're first, yeah. What? I think Ben will coordinate it.
Silent. Oh, this husband. There's Thomas signing his pink shirt.
Can anybody hear what they're saying?
Go in room 25.
You need to get into room 25?
Yes!
There's somebody in there.
Yeah, but you need to go in here.
I need to go in.
Yeah.
What for?
We don't know.
Alright, I'm coming.
Alright, stop running around you two as well, alright?
Hey, come on.
For everybody to be buttonholed up for us, Joyce, don't we? So
Just hang on a second, Nicky. Don't go crazy.
first then.
I just discovered.
Am I meant to wait here?
No, we just discovered buttonholes. That's all.
Oh, right, okay.
Have you got one?
No.
No.
I would go and get him one, Joyce. Only the father and son.
Everybody else is in, aren't they? I'll give you my little spiel in a minute.
Yeah, you can do it now if you like, because we're waiting here.
Hang on, hang on.
Alright.
We just had him to ride on a bell.
Oh, that's a start.
Right, to begin, I'm just going to do my little spiel before we start, just to say, I know lots of you have got your cameras and you're all longing to take photographs, but you're just going to have the back of Nicky, and you as well, yeah. So what we usually do is we usually do our ceremony first, so just sit back and enjoy it, and then you can take as many photographs as you like afterwards.
We're going to stand up, John.
Go for it.
No, but when we all stand up, he won't be all stand up.
She's Kristen.
No,
This one's come over.
Everybody, I think I've seen everybody anyway pretty well. But welcome, good afternoon, welcome to the Cotswold House Hotel here in wonderful Chipping Camden. You need no reminding from me just how special this is actually for Chris and for Nicky. Now this place in which you are now met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriages, and you're here today to witness the joining in matrimony of Christopher Edward Totman and Nicola Kate Green. So if any person present knows of any lawful impediment to this marriage, you must declare it now. And you have to be a certain age anyway to attract my attention. Okay. Chris and Nicky, would you now like to stand for me, please? Would you like to place your bouquet? Your promise you'll get it back. And do you hold hands in public? Well, I want you to be very relaxed, okay, and to enjoy this. Now, before you are joined in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the ceremony of marriage. And marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of one man with one woman, voluntarily entered into for life and to the exclusion of all others. So now I'm going to ask you both in turn to declare that you know of no reason why you should not be married to each other. And Nicky, I always apologise to the bride here, and you can guess the next bit. It's the gentleman first.
Okay, that's fine.
Good. Chris, would you now repeat these words after me? I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Christopher Edward Totman,
why I, Christopher Edward Totman,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Nicola Kate Green.
to Nicola Kate Green.
Same words for you, Nicky, just say the words after. I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
Where's the lorry?
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Nicola Kate Green,
why I, Nicola Kate Green,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Christopher Edward Totman.
to Christopher Edward Totman.
Now the time has come for these two persons to actually now contract this marriage before you, their witnesses. So if you'd all like to stand, but if you've got a little child on your lap, you're okay. You're happy to be seated. Okay. Now, Chris and Nicky, would you now hold each other's right hands, please? While you're working that one out, obviously that's a handshake. Okay. Chris, your turn to go first again, of course. And these words, you're addressing these words to Nicky, but also to the witnesses here. So just repeat the words after me. I call upon these persons,
I call upon these persons,
here present to witness,
here present to witness,
that I, Christopher Edward Totman,
that I, Christopher Edward Totman,
do take you
do take you
Nicola Kate Green,
Nicola Kate Green,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
I promise to love you
I promise to love you
and care for you
and care for you
and share all things with you
and share all things with you
through the life we have planned together,
through the life we have planned together,
whether it be in joy or sorrow,
whether it be in joy or sorrow,
all the days of my life.
all the days of my life.
Thanks, Chris. Okay. Now, Nicky, your words to Chris, of course, but also to the witnesses here. I call upon these persons,
I call upon these persons,
here present to witness,
here present to witness,
I, Nicola Kate Green,
that I, Nicola Kate Green,
do take you,
do take you,
Christopher Edward Tottenham,
Christopher Edward Tottenham,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
I promise to love you
I promise to love you
and care for you
and care for you
and share all things with you
and share all things with you
through the life we have planned together,
through the life we have planned together,
whether it be in joy or sorrow,
whether in joy or in sorrow,
all the days of my life.
all the days of my life.
Right, now we can relax a little, except Harry, who's got a very important job to do now, Harry. Can we have the rings out of the boxes, and would you place the rings on the cushion there for me? That's right. That's one. We label them.
One's a bit smaller than the
Oh,
other.
that's all right.
The kiss is the big one.
I'm not going to comment on that. I'm not. Chris, would you take Nicky's ring from the cushion? Would you support her hand? The other one, maybe?
The other one,
That's right. Hold the ring over the end of her finger and say these words. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a token
as a token
that I have taken you
that I've taken you
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
And now place it on Nicky's finger.
Slowly. A bit hard, isn't it?
You comfortable with it? It's okay. Would you take Chris's ring from the cushion? Do the same for him. Support his hand. Hold the ring over the end of his finger. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a token
as a token
that I have taken you
that I have taken you
to be my husband.
to be my
And
husband.
now place it on Chris's finger. Now you can hold whatever hand you like now. Chris and Nicky have now both made the declaration required by law, and you've made a solemn and binding contract with each other before your witnesses, your family, your friends here today. So it gives me great pleasure to announce that you are now husband and wife. Okay, if you're all going to be seated, I think we're going to have a little bit of music while we sign the register with various things. Okay.
That's all right. Just say it all. Yeah. Just say it all. Just say it all. Sorry. Just say it all. You're right, I was.
Try fishing behind
Can you do that? Not quite. So a little bit of music.
Yeah, okay.
He's got to say, but check where to sign,
Right, do you know what to do?
Yeah.
Right, take one of Chris and Nicky and then give it to George. Okay, go around there. Move in, Fred, come closer.
And how to make it bigger? This too dark.
The flash is on. The flash is on. Push. You take one of the carrots. See that? It means the battery's running out. So the battery's running out. That one.
First chance, you know, very forgetful, aren't we? Do you want the formal picture? You're a bit. You haven't got the option now, have you? Done your part? Oh, have you? Well, of course. At the speech. You promise it's only a bit of a speech. Give me 10 pages. Only 10 pages. Take any pictures of your hiding? Yes, come on up and come round.
Cheesy peas.
Come on around this side, you can get a different outfit.
A bit blurred there. Size of my nose. That's the focus.
Oh, that's nice.
Come on. Beauty. And again. Look up. Big smile, Harry. Say Chelsea. Chelsea.
Over here, guys. One of these pictures. Yes, if you can take those legs again, please. Take your seats for a moment, please, everybody. You take your seat. Now you're going to follow the bridegroom wherever they go today. You're going to follow them very closely. But you're not walking very far. I think next door there. There you go.
Can't take my eyes off of you. You feel like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. Long as love is around. Long as I feel like I feel, I know love is real. You're just too good to be true. I love you, baby. It's all that I need, baby.
Should be funny.
Cheers. Cheers. 6 hours singing again.
What's that?
Yeah, of course, I'll do it.
Thank you.
Stand here, mate. Yeah, the legs are just a complete nightmare.
Hey, Harry. Over here, one more over here.
Sausages!
Yeah.
They'll be there.
There, you still got
Families.
CD.
All the greens, please.
We had a
Next up, we've got the greens and the yellows.
Harry, I'll split you up.
Here we go, guys. Harry, Daisy's best behaviour.
handicap ones.
Easy, man.
Harry, smile.
Harry,
Come on, Harry, smile.
can't see your teeth,
That's it. That's it.
Chelsea. Where did you get asked?
No, it's terribly good.
Smile.
Oh, you got two.
It's Christmassy.
Lovely.
No. I thought it was funny.
Oh, somebody's drunk. Too much champagne.
Right, Nicky and John.
And they're in the bottom.
Especially now we know you've got them.
Topless. No, topless.
Yeah, they came in. Navy.
Start with the show then. I'm still videoing.
Yeah, you're in that. And again. And again. And again.
Top of the rigging or something like that.
Jeff actually got me a it's in Malta actually, in, to do with names, and it actually says about Tottenham. I think it's just one made up for confusing. Got flat.
Lovely to have an unusual name.
It's the best day of my life ever. It was the worst day of my life ever. And later on, it's the worst day of my life ever. Every day is the best day of my worst day ever. That kid can't stop
Apparently Ted's grandfather was a hard and there was a mention in this spiel about to do with the sea. So hope you'll replay that, not video it still.
Quick set. I know, it's horrible. What are you doing? Are you okay now? I know.
And he was laughing.
There she is.
Because you're on the fine.
I've had nothing. Please.
Behind the camera and watching. Just about 15 years ago.
Amazing. What medical science?
Sing when you're winning. You only sing when you're swimming.
You were there in a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. It's a right kid, exactly yesterday, yeah.
lots of plastic. No, I didn't. Chris came and got us. I'd like to be.
Sorry, I've got your baby champ. Yeah, I have a bag. These took us an entire afternoon.
Why am I?
Actually, Fiona did the rest. I was responsible for sticking a couple of things.
A little bit disappointed by not expecting the three-wheel car.
Yes, too big.
I got a
Honesty and
What thing?
Right. Half an hour of me coming out the other end. Mum, you better move to the other end of the table.
We're all going out like that, and she's got the worst dress of them all. She got dressed up with this princess's hat on, the funny people thing, an absolute
She convinced herself that they were actually going to a medieval banquet. Right, okay. He's on board. Yeah, next to local club.
Everyone's scars are weird. Do it!
I'm the same.
There it is.
Ladies' fingers.
I've not checked the nails out. There we go.
No, they're not manicured.
What?
Out here. Hey! Chris and Nicky are now going to cut the cake.
Push it in really slowly.
3, 2.
Sorry, what was that, Chris?
Right, if the girls would like to make an orderly please, let's
Out with coffees and brandies, and then we're going to do some
You're going to eat cake with that?
Coffees and brandy.
brandy.
No, you give it to them.
Do you know if you want to go to the cake?
Hello, Daisy Joe.
Are you alright?
Coffee, okay? But before we do that, or during that process, we've got a few poems, speeches, and anything else that anyone wants to throw in.
Not throw up, you mean?
Ideally. So, without further ado, I believe the first act tonight is Richard Blundell, a great friend of Chris's for, I don't know, how long, Richard? You're not that great.
Too long. Too long. Great old friend.
Very old friend, Richard Blundell.
Thank you.
Very quiet because I've got the microphone, so I had to stand here by these two because the poem's about these two, so I need to sort of, some actions and whatever. About 10 days ago when Chris told me about the wedding, he asked me to do a reading for Chris and Nicky, and I looked up loads of readings and I thought there's nothing I can do. I thought I'd write my own poem, so I hope you'll like it. And it's a poem to Chris and Nicky Topman on their wedding day. And it's going to kind of go over all the time they've been together and where they started and they've come from. So I hope you like it, but here it is anyway. In Manchester, our scene is set. Our hero, Chris, a girl he met. So fair and kind and full of grace. At first she thought, a waste of space. Hello, love, our hero spoke. I'm Chris, a professional bloke. I'm CEO and I'm Dagenham bred. A modest man, that's what he said. Nicky sighed and looked aghast. I think I heard about your past. Is it true, she went on to stress? The youngest head of American Express? Oh yes, my dear, so sleek and bonny. Don't believe me, just ring Johnny. My right-hand man with eyes so blue, he will talk about me too. At first our Nick was not herself. She's after all a small house elf. But as time passed, she couldn't resist this leader of men, this philanthropist. And so began this love affair of boy meets girl, a lovely pair. The southern boy with easy charm, the northern lass, the voice of calm. To the shack they moved upon a lake, with a love so strong it couldn't break. And there they'd sit and feed a duck, and sometimes laugh, and sometimes friends would come and stay a while. They'd travel far from many a mile to see these two so full of love, blessed of course by him above. Chris became the head of Star, a talented man admired from far, and Dobby too, his right-hand girl. And life went by in such a whirl. Success soon came, but we all knew it was all down to you-know-who. Our hero was a man so free. It's alright, lads, you know me. Chris asked our Nick to be his wife, to share his massive love of life, and asked if she wouldn't mind to learn to massage his big behind. You see, my love, our hero said, I don't want much, I'm Essex bred. But with this male, he began to stammer, it's vital you have a good-sized hammer. So off to school she's gone to learn how to heel and twist and turn, to manoeuvre great big plates of meat, everything except his horrid feet. And here we are today out west. To see them wed, they are the best. As we who've been here all along can see a bond so very strong. My wish for you two, my close friends, is that your love will never end. That from today you'll always be together, close, it's vital, see. To laugh and cry and face all strife, and be just you two, man and wife. And if he comes home off his head, just put him in this cold spare bed. Because we, your friends, have had such fun, and if you will excuse the pun, live long and joyous, happy lives. A love like yours always survives. With Chris, my mate, he's always been, and gorgeous Nicky, a perfect team. May you two be forever blessed. You are the tops. You are the best.
Right, unlike Chris and his friends, I'm not used to speaking in public, let alone having anybody listening to me. So before I do a speech, I'd just like to put a few points over. I'm sure that everyone in this room over the age of 45 will be wondering how, at nearly 60, I can read this speech without glasses. How are you using autocue? Memorised it? Or perhaps or perhaps
Chris is
got it. Perhaps I'm vain enough to wear contact sets for this occasion. Surely it will become obvious that I have done none of these. I owe my excellent eyesight to the clean, to the clean, healthy life I lead. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I eat plenty of fruit and vegetables, drink only water, bed at 8 p.m, rise at 6 a.m, and except for 3 occasions, I led a celibate life. So let's begin. Now, remember, this is my excellent eyesight. So let's begin, right? Ladies and gentlemen. Forget that. Right, we're going to put the specs on now. I am meant to give a sombre speech, so here we go. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to the wedding. A very special welcome to Ted and Sylvia.
Yay!
Grandma Mabel.
Yes, Grandma Mabel.
Grandma Mabel, you just got
Grandma Mabel!
Nicky's Nana, Lillian. And our sons, Jonathan and Thomas, who travelled all the way from Australia to be here with their darling sister on her wedding. Now we go to the sincere bit. Nicky?
No, he doesn't drink. He only drinks water.
Nicky, you're the apple of my eye. And today you have made us very proud parents indeed. Pat and I have never seen before you look more beautiful, more elegant and radiant as you are on this very special day. And Alex will know these words. In fact, we never realised you scrubbed up so well. With your blonde hair, blue eyes, white dress and stiletto heels, it's enough to turn any young man's head, let alone one from Essex.
Yeah, white eye is lovely. My MO.
Here we go, Chris. Now we have finally managed to get Nicky off our hands. I can reveal a few secrets. Let's start at the beginning. The day she was born, you won't be surprised to know that she was 3 weeks overdue. A mere slip in time compared with her later punctualities. As she weighed in at a magnificent £9 8 ounces.
Big bird, big bird.
Warning, warning.
But not the last time, she brought tears to the eyes of my lovely and then petite.
It's then petite, that was beautiful.
Can I carry on?
Sorry, I would have cheered at that and then sorry.
Right.
Go on.
Carrying on now to her formative childhood years. At the time, we had a rambling old Victorian house with a few stables and 2 to 3 acres of land. In this idyllic environment, Nicky became a tomboy. She roared round at high speeds on a mini motorcycle, scattering horses, dogs, hens and people in all directions. Her usual attire was blue dungarees and red Wellingtons. A poor, dishevelled, mangy cat. Did I say that?
I thought you said mangy pat.
Under one arm. And a jam jar containing her collection of woodlice and the On we move now to the dreaded teenage years. With a gusto of a cretin, she embraced the ever-changing fashions of the late 80s.
Hey, wow.
She's embracing it.
We saw street-permed hair, pink fingerless gloves, rah-rah skirts.
No way.
And in the final pages, she moved into the gothic look.
Hey! Still popular.
This was not the only change that took place. At what seemed like a flick of a light switch, 80% of her brain closed down. You can't say that. This is the truth.
I'm going to come out great today. I'm going to do good stuff.
Is this the best woman speech?
And she became the female version of Harry Enfield's Kevin. I hate you! This is getting even. If I've heard it's not fair once, I've heard it a million.
I don't believe it. No, Nicky.
How is Perry?
5 years later, this living hell ended for us when she... Oh, I'm going to be the king over here. We screwed the hinges back on the doors, mended the odd windows, and watched as she metamorphosed into the lovely, caring person she is today.
Last week then?
I'm getting on to you now.
Oh yes, oh yes.
1 or 2 years ago, we noticed that she was behaving differently.
Chelsea.
She was a bit more moody, tended to daydream a lot, and we knew she was in love. It's a shame it wasn't you. I'm only joking. Are you ready now for the last one?
Yeah, go on.
Right, keep going.
So we thought perhaps one day we would meet this gay blade.
Go to the gay
Well, he must have been 160. Gay is still a proper word. We waited and we waited and we waited. Nicky's nana was the first to crack up. She impatiently asked, "Is he a foreigner?"
He's Essex.
Or words to that effect. It wasn't quite that, but
Is he a foreigner?
no, said Nicky with some indignation. introduction. He's from Billericay. Same thing. Wrongly, as we now know, we thought that this was somewhere in Ireland.
Very good.
Unless this was not on the mainland, we assumed that this was the reason for his nut appearance. The day of the meeting finally arrived. As I walked down the drive, I noticed what some rather unkind, and in my opinion rather harsh people call a hairdresser's car.
Wait till Ben speaks.
Oh dear, I thought. Imagine my surprise and delight on meeting a good-looking and surprisingly nice young man.
This isn't Chris, is it?
Good looking. You got past the milkman.
Not only did he show me the respect I deserve, but appeared to be interested in Morgan's. Smart move.
There's organs.
That's
This is the sincere bit now. This is the sincere bit now. Chris, you seem to be a really nice guy.
No, wrong.
And I know that you make Nicky very happy. So on behalf of Pat, myself, and all our family, we welcome you with open arms. And having on meeting his other the rest of his family, all of you. Right? I know, it brings tears to your eyes. Oh.
And that's you as well.
I'm just adding a few delighted about you, actually.
And finally, a few words of wisdom. This final thought took me 6 months to learn when I was first married. When she asks you to do a job, which I know is a waste of time, or something that you don't want to do, instead of arguing the point, just say, no problem, I'll do it tomorrow. And as you know, tomorrow never comes. This is the cornerstone of our happy marriage and has led to the blissful and harmonious marriage that Pat tells me I have. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like you all to be standing now for a toast to the health and happiness of the bridegroom.
Bridegroom!
Bridegroom! Chris and Nicky!
Bridegroom.
Cheers.
Bride and groom.
Cheers.
Yes, bride and groom.
At this point, I want to thank I heard Chris's.
Say this, I might not get through this in one go, okay? Because I'm very well prepped to blood. And people, I've done many speeches before, and people might know that I might not get through this. So anyway, I'm just to set things up. I thank TV for his kind words and good advice. Well, you did say that I was suave and quite good looking or something. And I did notice that your nose got slightly longer while you were saying it, but I didn't want to mention that. So I'm particularly pleased about the fact that I do really have the easiest speech out of the three. Pleasantries, no major wisecracks or anything of that nature. However, you might see me standing up again to return fire, depending on what Mr. White says, in about 12 and a half minutes time. So, now, weddings, as most of the people in this room know, who've probably all attended or at least been at the centrepiece of a wedding, are particularly stressful. Nicky and I were quite particular about, in terms of our wedding, and I think it's quite important that when people become married, they do concentrate on their wedding, or our wedding is for us. It's going to be a kind of a stress-free process. It's going to be a very intimate. We knew quite immediately there was going to be very few people here, and we were going to spend a special time with very, very few people. And you know, and it is quite difficult to achieve that because there are so many people that we're indebted to that you would love to be able to entertain. So, so it's great that you're all here, but it's also slightly sad in some cases that there are people that we'd all love to be here today that can't be here. So I think the most important thing about the people that are here is that in those particular words at a wedding, which is in sickness and in health, you've always been here for us in sickness and in health, and you always will be. And that's particularly important to us. So I just want to do a quick little toast for all the people that aren't here, and that's to absent friends and friends that are present. So
Absent
friends. And the dead ones. Now, just talking about stress for a minute. Now, Nicky, for those of you that may not be aware of this, Nicky gets stressed just getting out of bed. There are so many options. Oh, which side should I get out of? Oh, where am I? So even having a wedding of this size and nature is particularly stressful occasion for Nicky. So and very, very nerve-wracking. Actually, the fact that I thought I nearly fainted earlier was quite unusual for me, but I'll get on to that a bit later. But although Dom and Ivan are not here, there are lots of mini thank yous that I've got, because you can't create these kind of events without thanking lots of people. So Dom and Ivan, who are the band, who you'll all meet and have been wandering around and chatting to you anyway, who are absolutely fantastic. Richard Blundell for his kind words, been a great friend and support of mine. Fiona for all of her photography, and I'm sure in the near future we'll get you all copies of some of her great work. And Jonathan for doing the video.
You've not seen it yet.
And for travelling by Uzbekistan Airlines, 48 hours, and having to go to London apparently. Such a chore. But the list goes on, so, you know, I thank those. But I've got professional duties as a groom speaker. So, and those are particularly to Pat and TD for all of your support. It's been fantastic. Obviously not much support for me, but support for Nicky is particularly difficult. You know, because there are so many ends of the bed that you can get out of. I'm surprised you got it. So, but you've welcomed me into the family from day one. And on that point, it's true that I hadn't met Nicky's parents for quite a period of time when we were courting. I think it's an appropriate word for the average age of company. TD's told me, so I'm on good authority, that when you become more a part of the furniture of the family at the greenhouse, is that Pat puts out a clean dishcloth for new boyfriends and girlfriends. And apparently, the last time I arrived, it was a dirty dishcloth. So, and what I've got to look out for is the photo album. So hopefully tonight's commitment will get me onto the photo album, and maybe there are a few more milestones that I might get to. We were a sizable handful. I remember one time when Jeff and I thought we were being particularly intelligent. We overheard my dad.
One second, what was it? Quick flower thing. Should we do a quick flower thing? Quick flower thing.
One at a time.
Thanks, Pat.
Oh, that's lovely. Wait a minute, give me a tune.
So, sorry, pay attention!
Brilliant, Noel.
So, Jeff and I had overheard my father saying, I remember, we were probably about 13 or 14. We had this house, and Jeff and I had bedrooms in the upstairs. And basically, we used to spend half our time sitting on the roof of the house. Now, I don't see a lot of that going on in modern times. But we'd overheard him saying that he didn't really like the greenhouse and maybe he should get rid of it. So we thought we'd do him a favour. We got a bucket of stones each, sat in the room and smashed everything.
Oh no!
A terrible Tottenham.
Now, our average grounding was about 7 days. That was only an afternoon. So you know, all the other stuff that we did terribly badly when we were young, I can't even comment about. But we were a particularly big handful. Nicky thinks the absolute world of you, and as far as I'm concerned, that makes the best foundation for a great family in the future that I can think of. So, you know, we do have lots to thank you about, and particularly your involvement, your renewed involvement with Harry and Daisy enables us to both parent in such a fantastic way, which is also important to us. So. It's actually funny because I have overheard my mother saying quite often that she likes grandchildren so much she wonders why she didn't have them first. Which is particularly disappointing. Paul will introduce you to the general biological answer for why. No, I would give Harry a present now, but he's bored and he's off watching videos.
Are those the flowers?
He's doing that a bit early. However, Daisy!
Daisy Tower!
Daisy!
Well done, Daisy!
And it's in here, and we're going to put a lovely little photograph in there for you.
Ah,
so
well done, Daisy! Yay!
Nicky Totsman.
Yay!
I'm actually going to start with some song lyrics. Okay, it's not too dangerous. The younger members of the audience and Richard might be able to guess who the singer was. So, simmer down a little bit. It's not easy being green, having to spend each day
Kermit.
the leaves. Kermit.
Very good.
When I think it could be nicer being red or yellow or gold or something much more colourful like that. It's not easy being green. It seems you blend in with so many other ordinary things. And people tend to pass you over because you're not standing out like flashy sparkles in the water or stars in the sky. Wait, you're going to get your tongue out. But green's the colour of spring, and green can be cool and friendly like, and green can be big like an ocean or important like a mountain, or tall like a tree. When green is all there is to be, it could make you wonder why. But why wonder? I am green, and it will do fine. It's beautiful. And I think that's what I want to be. And I want to be green too. Right, this is the plumbing bit, right? So, set your watches. So, it's difficult this bit. It's difficult this bit. But I mean, I find that love is a very, very difficult and strange subject. It's kind of intangible and it's unattainable and it's quite a mystical concept. And, you know, I thought about it and I thought, well, what's it like? And it's kind of like, you know, when people say that someone's got talent, it's kind of like that. Or, to me, it's a bit like science. I mean, how on earth electricity works, I've got no idea. Or psychology, or something like that. Fractures. Or, for the girls in the room, maybe like the offside rule. I mean, it can be quite tricky. But to me, it was like a holy grail, or a game of chance. I didn't really much believe in it. You know. I was not convinced, or I wasn't particularly convinced of finding it. 5 years ago with Simon, I saw Nicky for less than 5 seconds. And although we did not see each other again for about 2 years, I didn't realise how our destinies would change so much for that kind of fleeting chance that we met each other. So I'm quite overwhelmed by the position that I find myself in. To find someone that you love so much, and for them to feel the same way is kind of a gift, and it is a gift of chance. So when nature made me with all my contradictions, that's it. No, I am full of contradictions, and those people, well, most of you here who know me well know that I am. It must have taken some time to work out my perfect match, about 8 years probably. And that's what really they achieved with Nicky. And I don't know who made her, but in some way, shape or form, it took... Spiritually! They achieved my perfect match. And I mean, I don't know how they did it, but but somehow they've done that. So she really does inspire me. She inspires me to be a better father, a better son, and a better person. And she does that just by being herself. And that's what's so amazing about Nicky.
That's brilliant. Yeah, Nicky. Very Nicky. Well done, Nicky.
Right, Brittany.
Right, she'll go. Right. Oh, sorry, my mum. This is loud laughing.
What about sharing? Yes, come on.
Sharing and sharing.
Thank you.
Where are your notes? They're coming.
Off the cuff. Come on.
It's got plenty of wine in it.
It looks like I'll be standing up for another speaker.
Is that it? So fun, isn't it? When you've got lots of ammo and it's all. Right. I say good afternoon, but I wasn't sure it was going to be an afternoon or an evening. But I was going to be addressing you. But I'll say good afternoon, everybody. And can I just start by saying many congratulations to you all on actually making it today to the wedding of my dear friends Chris and Nicky Topman.
Great.
I'm not sure what expectations you've all had of other weddings, but it is sometimes traditional to send out invitations to all your guests that would include such relatively important information, such as perhaps a date, a time, a venue, and other details such as local hotels, and so on.
Here's to our wedding.
Chris and Nicky have adopted a different, unique format altogether, which may or may not catch on, but I'll leave that to everyone in this room to decide. Let me explain further what I mean, as this may help to explain what it is like being a friend of Chris's. About 6 weeks ago, Chris asked me what I was doing on the 2nd of January 2004, as he and Nicky had decided that that would be their wedding day. I replied rather meanly that I was away with my family that day, and hence thoroughly looked up. He looked at me totally confused, as he was sure he had already informed me of this day via his unique powers of telepathy. But only a fool wouldn't have known to keep this date free in their diaries. Anyway, I quickly told Chris that of course things could be arranged, but that he may like to think about different ways of communicating this date to his other guests.
So I'm taking on board.
Not only was this more traditional, but they may also not be tuned into BBC Radio Tottenham, and therefore may not have picked up the signal. In my mind's eye, I suppose I imagined a stiff white card dropping on my doormat, announcing the wedding. But as I write this speech 3 days before the big event, I am still not aware of exactly which hotel I'm going to, or even what time the wedding reception starts and ends.
You're so anal.
Detail.
I can only hope tonight that I am in fact addressing the correct audience. In the right hotel, at the right hotel, at the right time. I apologise to those still flapping their way around the Cotswolds. Chris and Nicky, I think, actually invited 150 to this wedding. So 27 is actually some kind of small miracle. But it's odd that Chris should have forgotten to do this. He is normally so painstakingly precise about detail. You only need to look at the pristine tidiness of his desk or his card.
Fast food chain, like, you know,
You know me, mate?
You know me.
It's my turn.
stand up again.
Joking part, I've actually known Chris for over 15 years, and I'm pleased to say that aside from the ever-expanding beer belly, he has not changed a bit over time. He really is as humble, modest, and self-effacing today as he was all those years
In the late 80s.
One of Chris's fantastic and most endearing characteristics is his self-belief in the fact that he's always right, and really just a simple Essex boy at heart who wants for very little. To help me illustrate this point, about 6 months ago, Chris and I were having a heart-to-heart about our future, what it might hold, what direction we might want to take the company, and how this might affect our lives. And I said to Chris, what do you really want out of all this, mate? What would your ultimate end game be? Chris replied, you know me, mate. I don't want for lots of ridiculous cars and houses and lavish holidays. I want very little, really. I probed further, asking...
This is the morning after the wedding. We've got a layer of snow. And here we are in Sue and Nana's room.
The Lord of the Rings, the Return of the
TV in the bath.
We definitely go and see him. How to get online?
I'd like to manage my bank account.
Learn all you need to know about your...
This is Nicky and Chris's place. Outdoor hot tub.
In the big rollback with thousands of prices rolled back, including every Asda Smart Price product. Food from
Get free trips, free trips.
And again. Quick!
Oh, that was in the face.
Bye, James.
You've been waiting all morning. Right. You give them kisses.
Right, give Nicky a big kiss.
Look after Grandma.
Bye, Jason.
Alright, come on.
Have a good time. Bye. Bye. Wait here, we wave them off.
It's empty.
It's emptied. Put your flowers biodegradable.
Bye!
Switch that dumb thing off now.
Thank you.